The idea that midterms are gone is preposterous, but the idea that this is done now, it's ridiculous, and frankly, it's cynical, pessimistic garbage pushed by people who want us to completely give up. Don't give up. We got to keep on fighting. That's the fundamental and most important thing, is the people telling you to give up on the midterms are the people who want us to lose the midterms. Don't listen to them.
Vice President J.D. Vance voicing a positive outlook on the upcoming midterms during a Turning Point USA event at the University of Georgia yesterday. We'll see what Democratic Congresswoman Debbie Dingell of Michigan thinks of what he just said. Congresswoman, thank you for joining us here on set. Republicans, I do think, that I speak to, and Vance is echoing this, the idea that hope is not lost, that they want to focus on taxes, it's tax day, and yet when you go home to your constituents, who are not just true blue, you and I talk about this a lot, what do they tell you is important to them and informing their mindset ahead of November?
Okay, so first, let me just clear, and you know me, that I say this election's not done till the day after.
Correct.
So he's correct in maybe this one little bit that this election's not done till everybody's voted. But people are mad back home. You want to talk about tax day? Do you want to talk about the tax break that he promised that he was going to give to working people across the country? You're going to save at least $1,000 on your tax breaks. Well, it's like an average $340. Now, you tell me how that balances with the $2,500 the average family is paying in increased tariffs, with the $700 to $800 more they're paying in gas prices now before they keep going up. And then I could give you the additions and groceries that they're paying, your utility bills. It's not. People are hurting. Everything's costing them more. And they're scared about this war. They don't see it. They don't know what's going to happen in Iran. They're worried about their kids. They don't want to draft. And everybody goes by the gas stations and sees that price just keep ticking up.
You know, the thing that I have Republicans say to me when we talk about gas prices, which are up, and they are up directly because of Trump's decisions to do the Iran war, they say to me, oh, well, Biden had gas prices that were around here, too. And I guess the question that then comes to my mind is, well, the administration now is dealing with economic concerns in a very similar way to the way that the Biden administration dealt with them, which is to say it'll be short term and it's really not that bad. Is that the right way to do it?
Actually, President Trump yesterday, or I think it was yesterday, but he was on Fox, said, they could last the rest of the year, but it's not a big deal. It's not a big deal to a billionaire living in a White House bubble where everybody waits on him hand and foot. It's a big deal to the people in my district, and it's a big deal to working men and women across this country who are hurting. I invite everybody and anybody to come to Kroger with me on Sunday mornings. And I say that. That's a grocery store by my house. It's a national chain. People know I'm going to be there, and they come up and talk to me. I mean, they show me how their food prices have increased. I think gasoline is what's hurting people the most.
Yeah.
And it's what while I was home, people are like, I have to go to work, and it's just getting more and more expensive. But people are hurting on many different fronts. And then you got the health care costs, where people have lost health care. Those are climbing. We don't know what's going to happen there. People's everyday lives are being impacted.
And I think that for Democrats, the challenge is how do you turn that into a midterm message of pro-action?
We have to, we can't take anything for granted. I know this is when I become Debbie Downer. We got to show the people that we represent how we're going to deliver for them and what we're going to do to make their lives better.
I do think I want to follow up with you on the segment that we were doing right before you came on around the resignations this week from Republican Congressman Gonzalez and then, of course, your former colleague Eric Swalwell. What is your reaction to seeing these two men resign? And you've been on the Hill a long time. I mean, what would you tell people about the culture there broadly around harassment and misconduct?
So I can remember when I was a spouse, there were stories and nobody did anything. I think that there is more accountability built in. I'm going to tell you something. I had never heard a thing about Eric Swalwell until this all came out. But, I don't go out at night. I work. My husband died and I'm never dating again. But the women, when we heard this, were outraged and made clear to leadership and to him that we were outraged and there were going to be resolutions on the floor holding them accountable. I think Republicans have to explain why you didn't see that same kind of action on Congressman Gonzalez. Now, look, I think due process in here becomes how do you balance it all?
Yeah.
But he admitted to an affair with a staffer who committed suicide and burned herself alive. Why did it take them so long to step up?
And I think that Gonzalez has been clear, or tried to be, that he doesn't see a connection between the suicide and their and the affair, effectively, that they carried out. But I do think that you're right. The due process piece is important, and I think Congress relies on the Ethics Committee, which moves notoriously slowly and quietly.
It needs to move faster. There is consensus among many members on that.
And yet, I think in the instances of Swalwell and Gonzalez, what made them different is the fact that both of them, for different allegations, came out and effectively said, yeah, I did some form of this. And it should have allowed the body, I think, to move faster.
Well, you saw that the body and our colleagues, how do you protect the institution? And both of them read the handwriting on the wall, which is why they resigned.
Yeah, resigned. And I also think that this is where the hard politics that feels pretty gross around allegations like this come into play. You're dealing with the closest majority ever, and one resignation could tip balances of power.
We can't act on how close the majority is. We as a body have to protect our reputation, Republicans and Democrats. People already disrespect everything about government right now. We have to show people that our institution is one of honor and integrity. And our responsibility is to help, that people don't look at us that way right now. What's going on makes it worse. Our job is to work to ensure people know that when you are in this body, you are putting America first, putting this country first.
I think that is a great place for us to leave this conversation. Democratic Congresswoman Debbie Dingell of Michigan, thank you, as always, for coming on. I'll see you on Capitol Hill.